Okay, hello friends. First of all, as promised yesterday, uh, there would be first a theorem, a simple theorem for onto functions which are continuous. So let's start with the theorem. Let's suppose there is a function f which has domain a to b, and its range is also a to b, which and is onto, which means that it has to cover all the values of a to b when x ranges from a to b. Clear? And f is also continuous. So the important thing is the function f is onto and function f is continuous. Then fx equal to x has at least one solution in closed a to b. So let's see this graph for easy understanding. So these are the points b, a, here is a and here is b. So this is the function. The function has to cover all the values from b to a. Clear? And also the x value ranges from a to b. Fine. So it has to touch this b thing once and also has to come down to touch this a thing also once, means the a bar, a line. Therefore it has to at least cross once y equal to x. If it would not have been continuous, then it can jump when it is from here to, let's say, directly here. Let's say it can jump from here to here, this point directly, okay, without even crossing the y equal to x. But since it is not the case, therefore it has to cut this. Had not it been continuous, it can just jump over this line and come to this side to cover all the values, but it is not the case. So the important thing is the function should be onto and should be continuous, and the domain and range should be same, means a to b, a to b. Then it has at least one solution in a to b, this thing. Fine. So this is the theorem as I had said yesterday. Now let us solve some questions so as to get a better view towards this chapter. The first question here is, you can see it is fx given as x minus 1 when x less than 0, 1 by 4 when x equal to 0, and x square minus 1 when x is greater than 0. So you have to comment about continuity at x equal to, mind the handwriting, that's okay, at x equal to 0. Fine. So when x equal to 0, what is the continuity of the function? So first of all, what we have to see? We have to see if 0 belongs to domain. Yeah, 0 belongs to domain because it is given here. Now we have to check the LHL and RHL and the value of the function at that point. The LHL value clearly you can see from here, it is going to be minus 1. Yes. And from here, the value is clearly going to be of RHL, that is also equal to minus 1. Fine. So LHL equal to RHL. But the problem comes when we find f of 0. F of 0 is 1 by 4. Clear? Therefore, it is a isolated point discontinuity as it was discussed in the previous lecture, in the first lecture, the types of discontinuity. Let's move to next question. You can see clearly the next question here. It is given fx equal to e power 1 by x minus 1 divided by e power 1 by x plus 1 when x is not equal to 0 and 1 when x equal to 0. So you have to again check the continuity of the function at x equal to 0. Fine. So what we should do? We should first see if 0 belongs to domain or not. Clearly 0 belongs to domain because it is defined. So 0 belongs to domain. Now, two things are to be checked because as I had done similar questions in limit, so you should be getting the intuition, I think. So you have to check both the LHL and RHL separately. So LHL, how to do? Limit x tends to 0 minus e power 1 by x minus 1 by e power 1 by x plus 1. That is equal to minus 1. You can easily see because let's say we take the value of x as minus 0.0001. So this is going to be e to the power something like minus infinity, e to the power minus infinity. So basically this value is going to be 0 in numerator and denominator. So what remains in numerator and denominator is minus 1 by 1. So this is going to be minus 1. But in the case of x tends to 0 plus, let's take a value of x equal to 0.00001. So this is tending to e to the power 1 by 0.0001 is basically e to the power infinity type. So in this case, this minus 1 and this plus 1 will be neglected, and just we have to take the ratio of the coefficients of the terms that are tending to infinity. This is going to be 1 by 1, so the value is 1. So clearly we can see this is the value of LHL, which is minus 1, and the value of RHL, which is equal to plus 1. Therefore, as we have discussed, this is going to be a Job discontinuity. Clear? Let us move to next question. Okay, so here you can see the question. If you want, just take a pause and then you can also solve the question. Let me read out the question. If fx equal to tan of pi by 4 plus x whole to the power 1 by x, if x not equal to 0 and it is equal to k is a real value when x is equal to 0, then you have to find k if given fx is continuous at x equal to 0. So what we have to do, basically we have to find the limit of the function f at x equal to 0. Fine. So how to do this? Clearly the catch is this is of the format 1 to the power infinity, because when x tends to 0, this is tending to infinity and this is tending to 1. So how to solve the limits of the type 1 to the power infinity? We know that this is limit x tends to 0. This is what we have to solve. We can do it e to the power limit x tends to 0 1 by x tan of pi by 4 plus x minus 1. Why? This is of the format 1 to the power infinity. So what do we do? Let's say this is fx and this is gx. Let me remind you the concept. So how to solve this fx to the power gx when gx is tending to something infinity and fx is tending to 1? We do e to the power that limit at that point, whatever the value is, and we do gx into fx minus 1, if you remember correctly. Fine, this is fx minus 1. It's taking time to write, but you have got the concept, I guess. This is fx minus 1. Okay. Now, this is x tends to 0 or x tends to a. At what point we are finding the? I'm not writing that specifically. Okay, if you want, I can write that. But okay, x tends to a. Let's say that point we are finding the inequality. Here a is going to be 0. So e to the power limit x tends to 0. This is gx fx minus 1. So we can clearly see this is the numerator and this is the denominator. When x tends to 0, we can see this is 0 by 0 format. How to solve 0 by 0 format? L'Hopital rule. Just differentiate once, you will get sec square pi by 4 plus x, and denominator is going to be 1 because differentiation of x is going to be 1. So e to the power limit x tends to 0, this thing. So e to the power limit x tends to 0, sec square pi by 4, and just putting value of sec pi by 4 root 2, so it is going to be e square. So k value must be equal to e square. Fine. Let's move to the next question. You can see the question here, and if you want, you can hit the pause button and try to solve it without looking at the solution. The question is, you have to given a function fx equal to x square the box, means the greatest integer function, minus 1 by x square minus 1. This is when x square is not equal to 1, basically when x is not equal to plus or minus 1, and 0 if x equal to plus or minus 1. This is a shorthand representation of that thing. So we have to check the continuity at the point x equal to 1. First of all, 1 belongs to domain, so that is okay. Now you have to find both 1 plus and 1 minus. You should be getting the intuition by now. We have solved so many questions. Limit x tends to 1 plus, let's find RHL first. X square minus 1 by x square minus 1 is going to be equal to 0. Why? Let's put x as something equal to 1.00001. So this stuff, this box, this is going to evaluate to exactly equal to 1, because it is 1.0001 whole square, so it is going to be, let's say, 1.00101 type of thing. Taking its box is going to be 1. So numerator is exactly 0. 1 minus 1 is exactly 0 divided by some non-zero quantity. So this value is going to be 0. Fine, because the numerator is exactly 0. This is the value of RHL. Now let us find the value of LHL. Limit x tends to 1 minus, again the same stuff. Now put something 0.999 as the value of x. So this is going to evaluate to some number which is between 0 to 1. So its box is going to evaluate to 0. Fine, we have solved this box type of questions in limits also. So this is 0. 0 minus 1 is going to be minus 1. So numerator is exactly minus 1, while the denominator tends to 0. Means this overall thing is tending to plus infinity, because this is something like minus 1 divided by some negative number very close to 0. Let's say like 0 minus. Clear? Because 0.99 whole square is going to be something slightly less than 1, but denominator then tends to nearly 0 minus. So it is minus 1 by 0 minus. So negative number by negative number, but whole tending to positive infinity. Clear? Since this thing are not equal, so what is the correct answer? Here should be, it is non-removable is the correct answer. Fine, because if there is a jump, then this is not exactly a jump. This is one hand is getting to infinity, LHL is getting to infinity. So as I have taught, this is directly you can say non-removable. So non-removable is the answer. And is it right continuous? We can check 0, 0, 1, 1 plus at 1, the value is 0, at 1 plus it is 0. Yeah, so it is right continuous also. But saying about jump, at 1 minus it is infinity, so you cannot exactly say it as a jump type of discontinuity. But right continuous and non-removable, I think this should be the answer. These are the answers. Okay, so let us move to next question. The next question is just below it. This is a very easy question. You can solve it in solve orally also. The question is fx equal to 1 plus mod sin x whole to the power a by mod sin x when x belongs to minus pi by 6 to 0 and is equal to b belongs to real number when x is equal to 0 and e to the power tan 2x by tan 3x in the power of when x belongs to 0 to pi by 6. Fine. And given f is continuous at x equal to 0, you can clearly see. So the question is asking how to find the value, or means what is the value of a and b. Definitely you have to take LHL from this thing, and function value is this b, and RHL value you have to evaluate from here. Clear? Because 0 minus you have to take from here, 0 minus 0 exactly you're taking from here, and 0 plus you have to take from this region. Fine. So what we get, if you evaluate the limit x tends to 0 of this stuff, it is going to be e power a, again 1 to the power infinity type of format, and the function value at 0 is b, that is equal, that is just I'm equating, and that is also equal to the right hand limit, e to the power tan 2x by tan 3x. We have solved this type of question, so this is going to be e to the power 2 by 3. So comparing the values and coefficient and powers, a is going to be 2 by 3 and b is going to be e to the power 2 by 3. Okay, let us move to the last set of questions. I think I have 2 more questions to go and then we can stop this class. So let us check this question. The question is, discuss continuity of given fx equal to limit n tends to infinity ln of 2 plus x to the power 2n into sin x divided by 1 plus x to the power 2n. Now if you want to really hit the pause button and try sometime, give it a try. So let's hope you have tried by hitting the pause button. Fx equal to, first of all, let's try to analyze the function. Fine. If x belongs to minus 1 to 1, because there is a x to the power infinity type of stuff here, x to the power infinity type of stuff is there. So if this thing tends to infinity, then we have to just take the ratio of coefficient. But if this stuff tends to nearly 0, then the answer would be ln 2 plus x by 1. Clear? This point should be clear. Let me repeat again. Since n is tending to infinity, if this x to the power 2n stuff is going to tend to infinity, then the limit value would be simply sin x by 1, because the coefficient of x to the power 2n is sin x here, 1 in the denominator. But if this stuff, due to some reason, let's say is tending to 0, then the value of fx is going to be ln 2 plus x by 1, because this would be 0 and this, because this stuff and this stuff, they would be tending to 0. Okay. Now, so let us analyze. If x belongs to minus 1 to 1, then you can clearly argue that x to the power 2n is going to tend to 0. So the value of the function in this region would be ln 2 plus x. Fine. Let us go to the region when x is greater than 1 or x is less than minus 1. Then, since n is tending to infinity, this term would tend to infinity, and this term in denominator would also tend to infinity. Therefore, this term and this term, they would be negligible. Fine. The answer would be just the ratio of these two coefficients, that is sin x by 1. So sin x in this region. Now let us evaluate at x equal to 1. You can just put x equal to 1. So putting x equal to 1, you get ln 3 plus sine of 1 by 2. Okay. And if you put x equal to minus 1, you are going to get ln 1, that is 0. And it is sine of minus 1 by 1 plus 1, 2. So minus sine of 1 by 2. Fine. So just taking it as a whole, we can say that when x equal to plus or minus 1, we can evaluate the function fx as ln of 2 plus x plus sin x by 2. Fine. Now, you can clearly see that this function is continuous. This function is continuous in minus 1 to 1, and sin x is continuous in this region when x is greater than 1 or less than minus 1. Fine. So what we have to do, we have to check the continuity of the function at x equal to 1 and minus 1. And clearly you can see from the definition of function, this is not continuous at x equal to 1 or minus 1. Just take the LHL and RHL, simple stuff, and you can clearly see that it is discontinuous at x equal to minus 1 and 1. The real catch was the finding the limit when x belongs to various regions, like x belongs to minus 1 to 1 or x belongs to this region. Fine. Let us move to the last question of this session. The question is similar type of question. Okay. The question asks you again to discuss the continuity of function fx, which is defined as fx is equal to limit n tends to infinity sine of pi by 2x whole to the power 2n. This is n. Okay. This is x and this is power 2n. So if you want, you can again hit the pause button and try. Let's hope you have tried, and let me proceed to the solution. So fx equal to 0 or 1 when x is not equal to odd integer and x equal to odd integer. How do I arrive at this boxed thing? First of all, let me take this square inside. So this thing is going to be limit n tends to infinity, and the stuff would be sine square pi x by 2 whole to the power n. Clear? And this is going to be limit n tends to infinity. Now the important catch is this sine square pi x by 2 is going to range between closed 0 to closed 1. Clear? That should be clear because the range of sine x is minus 1 to 1 and squaring it 0 to 1. But if this value is exactly equal to 1, as I mentioned here, then this is going to be 1 to the power n, and limit n tends to infinity, this would make the value 1, means fx equal to 1. But if this sine square pi x by 2 is going to lie between closed 0 to open 1, then taking its infinite power is going to yield the value of function as 0. Clear? Therefore, and when this sine square pi x by 2 is 1, when x is any odd integer. Clear? Because if you put x equal to 1, then sine pi by 2 1 square is 1, and if you put x equal to 3, it is sine 3 pi by 2 whole square minus 1 whole square 1. So it doesn't matter. Only it matters is that x is equal to odd integer, not 4k plus 1 or 4k plus 3 type of, any odd integer would do. Therefore, if x is an odd integer, then the value of f is going to be 1. Otherwise, if x is not an odd integer, this is going to be 0. So the graph of function is going to look something like this. By seeing the graph, you can easily comment about continuity and differentiability, all those things, as graph is a very powerful tool. So this is 0, this is 1, minus 1. So at odd integers, the value is going to 1. So this value is going to be 1. Clear? As we have just derived above. Otherwise, the function is going to 0. So you can clearly see this is a periodic function with period, let me denote by capital T, period of 2. Clear? And you can clearly see it is discontinuous at all the odd integers. So what we can say about the continuity of the function, it is always continuous except at odd integers, where we can see there is some type of isolated point discontinuity. If you redefine the function as at all odd integers, this is going to be 1, but still it is not exactly isolated point discontinuity, but you can say at each odd integer it is a isolated point discontinuity. Okay, so this is what I had to do for this session. Hope you liked it. In the next session, I would cover the continuity of composite function, which is one of the interesting and also very important stuff, and I would cover 1 or 2 questions related to that. So let's end this session. Thank you. Hope you have enjoyed it.